I show 4 watching. No thumbs up yet. I don't see anybody in chat. As if this will connect. There it goes.
If you are a couch potato,
Whoops.
you do not want to see this.
Whoopsie, I forgot to turn the sound down. There we go. Where is everybody? I don't see anybody in chat. There's Gladys. Hi, Gladys. How are you today or this evening? I fixed my after dinner cup of coffee. I just got through eating dinner, so I fixed me a cup of coffee to drink. Where is everybody, Gladys? I must have 3 silent viewers because it shows I got 4 waiting. Only one came into chat, and that was you. You doing okay, Gladys? Yeah, I ate pretty good. That cheesy ground beef steak was pretty good. And there's Craig. Hi, Greg. How's Craig doing? Glad you could make it. And Connie. Always glad to see Connie. Y'all just well get you a cup of coffee and enjoy yourself. I worked out in the yard yesterday and I didn't film any of it. I was pulling out blanket flowers from the yard, the biggest ones I saw, and I was transferring them to the rock garden because it rained here most of the morning and it broke a little bit yesterday, so I decided to transplant blanket flowers while the ground was still good and wet. And then, of course, I put a little bit of compost tea on them after I got them planted, just for good measure, but, you know, they really didn't have to be watered. He's outside, Gladys. He came in and got something to eat. He's been asleep most of the day out on the swing. He could be back out on the swing right now. I don't know. Getting some rain northeast Georgia right now. Oh, wow. But you think it'll be over soon? We always need rain. We just don't need any destruction. You know, we don't need wind and tornadoes and heavy stuff going on, hail and that type of thing when it rains. But we do need the rain. Y'all don't forget to hit the thumbs up now. I got 1 thumbs up. Shows 7 people watching. Wind advisor. Well, you know, we had that storm warning the other day. We were supposed to get high winds, possible tornadoes, possible large hail, heavy rain. We didn't get any of that. We got rain, but we didn't get the wind. You know, we got it real easy here, which we needed the rain. So I felt blessed that we got the rain. But thank goodness we did not get any damaging stuff. Hopefully the pad will stay on for a little bit. Well, do like Connie said, just hit it. Slap it 1 time. Show it to who's boss. It might knock something back in place where it'll quit cutting off with you. No, I don't know if I should tell you to do that or not. It might go off and not come back on. Yeah, our rain is over until probably almost next Wednesday. But I didn't have to water this week because we got an unexpected rain shower Sunday night. So I didn't water everything on Monday. And then we got more rain yesterday and a little bit the day before. So I've not had to really water this week at all. The only thing I watered was a few things in the greenhouse, that I'm starting from seeds, and their little trays had gotten dried out, but the soil was still damp. So I put a little bit of water in the trays to keep it from completely drying out. Susan said, my plans changed. We're going Saturday now because the weather is supposed to get bad Thursday, so we'll come home Wednesday. Okay, well, that's good to know. I just hope you have a good time. Yeah, we'll be praying for rain this summer when it gets hot and dry and it don't rain, so. Yeah, it sounds like going to this Silver City or whatever it is would be a fun trip. Because I'd never heard of it. I went to Vegas a couple of times with my daughter and my son-in-law and his mom. We just went for like an overnight weekend thing. And we had a blast. I mean, we played the slots a little bit. We went to see shows, went out to dinner. Of course, we were sightseeing everywhere, and it was just a real neat experience. Hi, Vegan Menu. Welcome. Glad you could make it. I'll wait till a few more get in here, because I got a message from Ann Watson today. So I was going to tell everybody what the message was. I'm going to laugh at some of the things I packed. Okay, let us laugh too, Susan. Tell us what you packed to take on your trip. I'd love to know. I can't imagine. Yeah, Anna's mobile home life is doing good. I've seen her videos, her updates. She was up cooking breakfast, and she ate most of it, which is good. So she seems to be, getting some appetite back. Oh, like ankle braces, just in case. Did you pack your storm umbrella just in case? And shoe glue. No umbrella, you just run. Well, I tell you what, I was at Six Flags over Texas one day with my kids and my son and my daughter-in-law. And this was years ago when my granddaughter was maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8, 9, somewhere along in there. She wasn't too old. Beautiful, sunshiny, hot day. Everybody was jumping at the chance to get on a ride or in a building where there was AC for just a few seconds, just to get a chance to cool off. Well, it came a belly washer that day. It poured down rain. And I started to say I could have used an umbrella that day. But you know what? We were so hot that that downpour, even though we got soaked, felt good. It cooled us off. But it rained so hard, so fast, that a lot of the little streets around the buildings inside Six Flags, well, it's not really streets, but the walkways and stuff, were slanted, on slopes. They were literally running water like a creek. It rained so fast, so hard. But I tell you what, like I said, it felt so good. Nope, nothing wrong with being prepared. I was going to do that one time when I went to New York with my mom, and this one was back when I was, I don't know, 19, 20. No, I was like 21 because my daughter was born. Was older than that. I was close to being 25 because my daughter was 3, I think, at the time. And I was only going to be gone a week with my daughter, but I packed everything under the sink in my suitcase just because I might need it. And when we got there and spent that week with my grandmother, I didn't need an eighth of what I put in that suitcase. And I said, well, I'll never do that again. Yep, and when you get where you're going, there's always something you forgot to put in your suitcase. I don't care how careful you are, there's always something you forgot. Or maybe the one thing that you were going to need, or you did need when you got where you're going, you didn't pack because you didn't think you were going to need that. You packed everything else. So I've got to the place where I pack my bare essential clothing, shampoo, different things like that. I travel as light as possible. And I said, if I need anything else, I'm sure there's a cheap store around somewhere. Like when I go see my mom, when I did go see my mom when her and dad were still alive, they finally put a little Dollar General in Atkinson, my hometown. So I said, well, if I need anything, I'm sure Dollar General's got it. But usually I didn't need anything because what I didn't have with me, if I needed it, my mom had. I'd take shampoo and stuff like that, but half the time I'd use her shampoo because it was already in the shower. And I didn't even take mine in there. And I told her anytime she came to see me, don't bother packing shampoo, soap, anything like that, toothpaste. I've got all that stuff here. She even brought bath towels with her one time. I said, Mom, why are you taking up space in your suitcase with a bath towel? Look in that bathroom. Look how many towels I got stacked up in there. You don't ever need to bring a bath towel to my house. Well, I just didn't want to have to use yours, so you got to wash them and, this, that, and the other. I said, Mom, don't worry about it. Just pack your clothes and what you got to have. Don't worry about shampoo, bath towels, all that good stuff. All that's here when you get here. Well, yeah, now your toothbrushes, that's something different. But I said, you don't have to bring toothpaste even because I've got that. Well, in fact, she had dentures, so she had that powder stuff that she put in water to soak hers in overnight. So she did bring that because I don't have that. I don't have false teeth yet. And there's April. Hello. And Pat Potter. Look at all these people popping in. Glad to see you. Yeah. Now, with kids, if I'm going to be gone for a couple of days, I'm going to bring several changes of clothes for my kids. I did when they were little. But, I really didn't go that many places to stay overnight. I think it was to New York to see my grandmother and my uncle, my aunts, and cousins, people like that we went up there to see, because my mom was from New York. And she tried to see her mom once a year. If her mom didn't come down to see her, she'd go up there and see her. And this one time I went with her and took my daughter. The one and only time my daughter's ever been to New York, and she was too little to remember it. Yeah, I take extra undies, stuff like that, clothing, because you never know when you're going to need to change. Hey, I've even run short of undies in a motel room, and I've rinsed mine out in the sink, wrung them up in a bath towel to get some of the water out of them, and then hung them up in the shower. And I've let them dry like that so I could put them on the next day. Yeah, you never know. What part of the country is Pat Potter from? Where are you viewing my channel from, Pat? I'm wondering if Kai's going to pop in tonight. Or Too Tall Rob. Well, we got 21 in here. I'm going to go ahead, and if we get very many more people, I'll just tell it again. But I did get a message through Messenger from Ann Watson, which, she went in and had surgery, a spinal surgery, I think it was. And she said they used some kind of cement to, I guess, build a new disc or vertebra. And it caused another one to crack or something. So she's in a lot of pain. And she was asking for everybody to pray for her, that she needed a lot of prayers right now. And I asked her, I said, well, what do you reckon they're going to do? I mean, if something's messed up, they're going to have to go in there and correct it, I'm sure. And I guess at this point, she's not real sure what they're going to do. She just knows she's in pain. And they give her pain medicine, but evidently it's not working that well. And she did ask to tell tonight to have everybody remember her in prayer, because she is in dire pain. Well, I know Susan's in Topeka, Kansas, capital. Oh, you're in Missouri, Jefferson City, Pat. Okay. And Susan's in Topeka, Kansas, which is up north of me. What is it, northeast of me? I'm not sure. I know Kansas is kind of north, but I think it's northeast of Texas. There's portable the portable washing machines that I've always used have been these right here. I hand wash stuff in the sink. And this big crocheted bedspread I've got, I refuse to pay the outrageous price to have it dry cleaned. I don't like the smell of the dry cleaning anyway. So I found I can fill my bathtub up with hot soapy water. I can just throw that big old queen size crocheted bedspread right down in it, kind of squish it around and get it all soapy and wet, and then just let it soak for a little bit. And then I go in there and I squish it around some more and move it around, kind of like you're washing it. And then I pull the plug on the tub and let the water drain out. And then I've got this, the square laundry or the oblong laundry baskets. I'll put it upside down with the top up, and I can pull that spread up on top of that laundry basket, pile it all up there, and believe it or not, it will stay there and drip all that water out of that spread, out of that yarn, to where when you finally take it off, it quits dripping. It's like you wrung it out in the washing machine. And then I just take it and go throw it across the clothesline. In fact, I've been wanting to do that, but there's too much stuff falling out of the trees right now, and it would just get all over the spread. So I'm going to wait till all the stuff comes out of the trees before I clean it. But that's the way I'm going to do it. Because if I put it in the washing machine, it's going to tear it up. But I've had that spread for many years after I made it on my bed, and I've washed it every time in the bathtub. I took it to the laundromat one time and threw it in that big commercial washer. I swore I'd never do that again. I had to come home and repair a lot of places on it. And then when I threw it in the dryer, it came out almost like it was wrinkled up. I didn't like it. I said, I'll never take it to the laundromat again. I will do it like I've always done. Throw it in the bathtub, hand wash it, let it soak, rinse it out, let it drip dry in the tub until it's, all the water's dripped out. And then I'll just take it and put it across the clothesline. I found that is the best way to do it. And the cheapest. Yeah, I've been communicating with her, and I told her, I said I couldn't understand what happened, that one repair to her spine caused another problem. So I don't know what they're going to be able to do, if they have to do anything, or if they're going to, or are they just going to give her pain meds. So, but yeah, we do all need to remember Ann Watson in prayer. And I told her I would be glad to tell everybody to pray for her. I don't have a bit of problem with it. Pat lived in Missouri all their life. Well, it don't really smell, but I don't know. To me, it has like cleaning fluid smell or something. Maybe I'm just imagining it. I don't know. But I can't imagine what they would charge me to clean a queen size crocheted bedspread. They might not even would do it, because they know if they tear it up, they're going to be liable for it. Yeah, they use some kind of chemicals in the dry cleaning. Yeah, so no fuss. I just, like I said, I wash it out in the bathtub, let it drip dry on the clothes basket, and then I put it out on the clothesline. Hey, they had to do stuff like that years ago, before there was washing machines, before there was dry cleaning. How do you think they cleaned all those bedspreads and sheets and blankets? They had to hand wash them, and some of them hand washed them on the creek side. They didn't even have water at their house to wash them in. Well, I'm not quite that bad off, but yeah, I'm not going to put it in my washing machine, because it'll just tear it up. And I spent too many hours crocheting that bedspread to tear it up that easy. I started another one years. In fact, I got two more started. And I just don't get the time to work on them. And then with my allergies, it aggravates my allergies so bad. I can't spend very much time working on it each time. So I don't know if they'll ever get finished or not. They may not. Connie lived in Washington State her whole life, stayed in San Francisco and Los Angeles, California for the summers with my grandparents and other relatives. That's me. When I was growing up in North Carolina, I would go to New York and spend summers with my aunt and uncle when they had their first baby, which was my cousin, and I was 13 at the time. I went up there and helped babysit with my own cousin one summer. I had a good summer. Yeah, my grandmother had a washboard, And she still had it on her back porch even after she got a washing machine. Because at that time she didn't have running water, but on her back porch she had a square wood framed, they call it a water trough. And the pump come up the side of the trough on the outside. And it was one of them hand pumps, old timey hand pumps. But it was on her back porch. And you could fill that trough up with water, or you could put a wash basin in there or a bucket and pump water and fill it up. And I remember her putting water in that trough and her washboard, and she would be scrubbing her clothes. But it wasn't too long. I mean, I don't know how many years she used it like that, and I'm sure it was a long time. But I was little, but I still remember when she got her first washing machine. And it was the old wringer washers. You know, the old round ones that you filled up with water, and then you put them through that hand wringer at the top to get the water out, and they go out and they drop in a tub or a pan. And then you'd have to let the soapy water out. You'd fill it up with fresh, clean water. You'd put your clothes back in, turn the washing machine on, and it would agitate until it rinsed your clothes. And then you'd take them and put them back through that hand wringer again and wring the water out so you could hang them out on your clothesline, which was in your backyard. Susan said, when I went to New Jersey, my cousins asked me if I had indoor plumbing. What did you tell them, Susan? You should have picked on them and said, no, I got a pecan under the bed. You know, I wouldn't mind having one of those old wringer washing machines. And with them, they just turn the hose right on the ground and let it run, because it's nothing but clean, soapy water. It's not going to hurt the environment at all. Well, at one time when my tub was down, and since my tub and shower are the same combination, you know, you have to get in the tub, take a shower. Well, thank God it was in the summer, because I'd go outside and take my garden hose, which had one of them sprayers on the end, and I'd just go like this, and I'd take me a shower outside. And it was cold water, but you know what? It felt good. It was so hot. I mean, you get in 105, 110 degree weather, you get out there with your garden hose to take a shower, and that's like 100-foot garden hose, or at least a 50-foot garden hose. When water gets in it and sits all day, it gets hot. You actually wait for it to cool off before you can turn it on yourself, because you might get burnt. Yeah, my grandmother's wringer washer was on her back porch. I was like, well, what you been watching, Gunsmoke? Well, you know, when we first moved from New York back to North Carolina when I was like 9 years old, something like that, and my daddy was building the house there. You know, I told you we moved in the house before it was completely finished. It had the studs up for partitions, but there was no boards, no walls up. So you could look down through the boards and see all the way down through the house. And my parents took sheets and stuff and hung them up on the boards to make walls, dividers from the bedrooms and the living room. So we at least slept in our bedroom. And we had beds and all that in there. And we had a potbelly wood-burning stove for heat and to cook on part of the time, because we didn't have our heat in or anything. We didn't have plumbing in, so we had an outdoor toilet. But back then, it was pretty popular. A lot of people around my hometown still had outdoor toilets. I don't think they'd allow you to have one now, but everybody had them back then. Horse shirt. Oh my goodness, Susan. I thought I said horse shirt. Yeah, now they're called composting toilets. And I wouldn't mind doing that, but I've never done it. I've never been around anybody that did it. And to my understanding, it takes at least a year for human waste to sit in a pile like that to completely compost and break down before you can use it in your garden. And I don't have space for nothing like that here. Now, if I lived out in the country in North Carolina, yeah, I probably would have the space, but here I don't. And I think I would be, I don't, they probably want to run me out of town if I tried to put up a composting toilet in my backyard. I don't know. You're afraid to talk, Susan, because you weren't sure what they would interpret what you said as. I learned a lot of Barbara Mandrell's old music. Yeah, I heard on Anna's Mobile Home Life, on her last video that I watched where she was cooking her breakfast, she said a lot of people had contacted her wanting to know her mailing address, where to send stuff, because they had things they wanted to send her. And she said that she had a wish list with Walmart or something, and they could go look at that, and if there was anything they wanted to send her or give her, they could do it through Walmart, because she couldn't give out her address, her physical location. Where did I live in New York? Well, the last place I can remember that we lived in Manhattan. We lived on Baruch Drive in Manhattan. We lived, I think it was, the best I can remember, it was about a 12 or 13 story apartment building that we lived in. And we lived on the 3rd floor. And it seemed like there was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There was about 10 apartments on each level. And on the 3rd floor, we lived at the very end one that was facing the hallway. Not on the side, but it was facing the hallway. And I'll never forget, oh my God, I was in a hurry to get home from school one day. And I walked home because it was several blocks. And I ran in the building. I ran in that elevator. I pushed the button. I didn't even look at the number of the floor or anything when the door opened. I ran out the door. I ran down the hall, and I slammed that apartment door open and ran in. The first thing I remember when that door opened was, something smells weird in here. I ran to the end of the little entrance hallway, and there was this black-haired lady standing in the kitchen entranceway. And I looked over in the living room, which is back to my right, and there was this gentleman sitting there with a beanie on his head with little curls coming down the side of his face. I thought to myself, oh my God, I got off on the wrong floor. This is not my apartment. And I tried to tell them, they were Jewish, and there was a nice couple, I'm sure. I tried to tell them that sorry, I got off on the wrong floor. That I live upstairs in the apartment just like this on the end, and it was a mistake. And they looked at me like, what are you talking about? But I apologized the best I could. I know they didn't know what I was saying, and I made my exit and got out of there. I got I got back on that elevator. I went up a flight, got off on my third floor, entered my apartment, and the minute I opened the door, I knew that was our apartment because it smelled different. I mean, it didn't smell bad, but Jewish people cook with different herb combinations than Americans do. And it has a different odor when you're cooking, And the minute I opened that door and I smelt what was cooking in there, I thought to myself, this is not our apartment. What in the world's Mama cooking, Found out real fast. No, it wasn't Mama's cooking. It was the people on the second floor, not third floor. I still hang my clothes out some. Most of my like slacks, shirts, underwear, stuff like that, I hang up in the bathroom. Now, if I have a lot of blankets and stuff like that, I'll put them out on the line if it's a good day. If it's not too windy, stirring up dust to where all that's going to get in my laundry. Or like now, I've got to wait till the trees quit dropping all this junk because I don't want it to get all over my bedspread and everything. And it tickled me because this dear friend of mine, Cindy, lived on the other side of town. We got to talking. She got to talking about her electric bill. It was so much. And their AC went out or something. And it was so hot in that house, she couldn't stand it. And she had windows right there in the living room, and they were closed. I said, Cindy, does that window open? She said, yeah. I said, well, this fan, it was a square box fan sitting in the floor. I said, this fan sitting in this floor is almost useless. It's like blowing on somebody. I said, you need to open that window, put that fan up in that window, and have it pulling the hot air out. And I'll guarantee you this room will cool off. She said, well, won't the mosquitoes and bugs come in? I said, no, because your window opening is small enough, what little bit of a crack you got around it, those bugs are not going to come near because they'll hear and feel the vibration of the motor running for that fan. They won't come near that fan. And furthermore, I said, your air is going to be pulling out, not in. So she finally decided, well, I'm going to try it and see. She put it up in the window, turned it to where it would be pulling air out. And within, say, 15 minutes, that whole living room cooled off considerably. I mean, it was several degrees cooler in there, I'll guarantee you. She says, oh my God. She said, I never knew it would do that. She said, from now on, I know where that fan's going to be if I need it. And then I got to talking, and I said, well, too, I said, you dry all your clothes in your dryer. You got an electric dryer. That runs your electric bill up. I said, why don't you hang some? I said, you don't have to hang every bit of them, but why don't you hang a lot of them out on a clothesline? And I said, you'll save on electricity. It'll lower your electric bill. But we can't have a clothesline here in this neighborhood. I said, honey, you don't live in the Ritz. None of these people are going to mind you having a clothesline in your backyard. I said, they may end up wanting one. And it wasn't a fancy neighborhood. I mean, no fancier than what I'm living in. So, you know what? The next time I went over there, she didn't put out a straight clothesline, but she put out one of those umbrella type. And she hung a lot of stuff out to dry after that. And she said, you're right. She said, it makes a big difference in my electric bill. I used to dry everything out on the clothesline, especially in the very hot summer. because I found it dried faster on the clothesline than it would if you put it in the dryer at the laundromat. I said, why do I want to spend hours out in a hot laundromat feeding quarters to a dryer to get my clothes dry when I can just wash them in my washing machine, hang them out on my line, and before I could even go to town and back, my clothes are dry. So, therefore, I stopped going to the laundromat. The only time I go to the laundromat is if my washer machine's broke down and I've got to have clothes washed, then I might. Linda, are you making me a cake for my birthday? I don't know what I'm going to do yet, Gladys. I know, gas is too. I said propane gas that I heat with is not cheap anymore. It would have cost me a little over $400 for my last fill up. But they gave me a $75 discount because they didn't charge me a delivery fee. And then I got it off of the card that they sent. If you ordered by a certain date, you would get the gas for $2.25 a gallon instead of like $3. So I saved money there. So mine was like, I don't know, I paid like I don't know, it was in between $3.50 and $3.75 for 200 gallons of gas. But if you order at least 200 gallons, they don't charge you that $75 delivery fee. So I always wait till I can order at least 200, or fill up as they call it. I mean, I've got a 500-gallon tank out there. Hi, Melissa. How is Melissa doing this evening? Mine don't get stiff when I hang them out. If you put fabric softener in your rinse water, you hang your stuff out on the line, it's not going to come out stiff. The only thing I said I would kind of maybe like putting in the dryer is my towels, my bath towels, because they come out fluffy, in the dryer, and I put them out on the line. They don't come out that fluffy. Unless it's a nice windy day when it's not stirring up dust or anything, I can hang them out then, and you would think they came out of the dryer, only they smell better. They don't have that dryer smell. But with just me, I usually wash maybe one, at the most 2 loads of laundry a week. Because I try to wait with my clothes until I get enough to fill the washer up, because I can't adjust the level of water on my washer. It's one of the old school kind that has one level of water and that's it. So I wait till I can fill my washer up with clothes before I wash. And then I might, wash a load of sheets with towels and stuff like that. So that's my second load. And then, like I said, I usually hang them out on the line. If I want to wash clothes and it's raining, I hang them up in the bathroom. I even hang my sheets up in there. I found a way that you can fold them just right and hang them straight and put them right on a coat hanger and clip your clothespins on them and hang them right up the shower door. So I guess people around here that know that I usually hang my clothes out on the line, if they don't see my clothes hanging out one week, they probably figure I didn't do my laundry, but I did. It was probably hanging up in the bathroom at that present time. Woo, $1,200 to fill it up. We had an oil furnace, 250-gallon tank, $1,200 to fill it up. Woo, I'd have been cold. I could not afford $1,200 for 9 months. Well, I found if I run my heat in the winter, my gas furnace, and I've got my electric fireplace on, which produces heat as a backup, it keeps it comfortable in here. I'm plenty warm, and it cuts down on the gas. I mean, I don't burn as much gas, propane, in the furnace. And the little fireplace doesn't pull that much. So my electric is not usually real expensive, and my gas isn't either, as long as I do that. I don't know where Shelly is. We got a few people that haven't shown up tonight. And I had found a quote of the day that I was going to read to you. It said, "Optimism is a happiness magnet. If you stay positive, good things and good people will be drawn to you." And you know that's true. If you stay around negative people a long time, pretty soon everything's going to be negative. You're going to be negative, and that's not the way you want to be. You want to look at life positively. Do y'all want to play trivia tonight or not? I mean, I'm leaving it up to you. It doesn't matter either way to me. Your vibe, your tribe. Well, Gladys, you always say yes, but you know it's other people too, not just Gladys. We kind of vote on it. How many want to play trivia? How many do not want to? There's Ann Watson. There she is. If you'd have come in a few minutes earlier, we'd have been talking about you. I told everybody about your message and about asking everybody to pray for you. Linda don't love me no more. You're very welcome, Ann. There's Kai. I was wondering if Kai was going to show up tonight. How's Kai doing? And we're probably going to be playing for seeds. I mean, this is the time of the year to do all your planting, so I don't know what seeds it'll be. It'll just be some kind of seeds, I guess. Whatever I pick out of the box in there to decide to send. Tired today? Well, I took a nap before I started my live, or I'd have been way tired too. April's having tomato soup. You know, that's one of my favorites. As a kid growing up, I remember Mom used to give us tomato soup with a peanut butter sandwich, and I loved it. Even as an adult, I found myself wanting a bowl of tomato soup with a peanut butter sandwich. And it was the best thing. I'm digging out cards here, y'all. I don't know which ones. Okay, first question. What was the name of the dog mascot for Bud Light? Love with little cream and butter added to the soup and grilled cheese sandwiches. Yum yum. Well, we didn't have the grilled cheese, but for some reason my mom started fixing peanut butter sandwiches for us. And it wasn't real thick with peanut butter, which is what I liked. It just had enough peanut butter in there so you tasted that peanut butter and you ate it with that tomato soup, and it was the best thing in the world. There'll be seeds for your garden. I don't know if they might be a mixture, maybe flower seed and vegetable seed, maybe all vegetable seed. I don't know. Yeah, our tomato soup was just plain tomato soup. It didn't have rice or anything in it. Popcorn in tomato soup. Now, I've never heard of that one. Now, that sounds good, Susan. A piece of toast with bacon and peanut butter on, yeah, peanut butter on it, and then put a slice of bacon on it. That sounds almost like an Elvis Presley sandwich. I've never tried cheese in my tomato soup either. Well, I never thought about that, but I guess once you put it in the soup, it probably kind of absorbs the soup and it gets kind of like a cracker would in there. Yeah, I know he did bananas. But there's no telling what else that man did. He loved his bacon and peanut butter and everything else. Spuds McKenzie. Finally, somebody come up with an answer. Melissa. Way to go, Melissa. I gotta let little buddy in. He's knocking at the door. Come on. He's got to come in and eat a little bit of his food. There it is. He heard me talking, so he knew I was in the kitchen. What is the name of the avenue that singer Eddie Grant rocked on down to? You remember that song? What is the name of the avenue that singer Eddie Grant rocked on down to? My grandma used to eat banana sandwiches with sprinkle of sugar and mayonnaise. I never tried it, but she loved them. Well, I slice my bananas on my sandwich and I put mayo on it. And that's all. I love it like that. Whenever I buy bananas, one of the first things I do is make me a banana sandwich. Electric Avenue. April. Way to go, April. Who is known as the godfather of soul? Who is known as the godfather of soul? Melissa says, yay, me. Well, we lost a few people playing, but hey, I guess others will come back in. Connie, way to go. James Brown. What president is forever associated with the blue dress? Oh, wait a minute. I've got to give that to Gladys. She had JB and I didn't notice it. That was for James Brown. Way to go, Gladys. You came in before Connie did. Sorry about that, girl. But it was definitely James Brown. The Jif Marsh spread. What? 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 Hmm? Bill Clinton, Connie. Way to go, Connie. Bill Clinton is the one associated with the dress, and now he wants right back out. He is so weary. Now, instead of when I open the door, he just runs out. He'll stand there and he kind of looks around, and then he'll ease out the door and he'll look around, and then he'll go down the steps. That's the way he just did. Like he's afraid that other cat is out there. Poor little buddy. I'm so sorry he got in that fight. I don't want any of these picture things. They're too hard to see on the camera. Get these out of the way. I might do this one. See how many of you come up with what that is. Y'all ought to know. If you're like me, you used one many a time. Yeah, he's checking for the cat. Pencil sharpener. April Flowers was the first one. Way to go, April. Yeah, I used one of those many a time in school. We had these in every classroom. Okay, when was JFK assassinated? You got to give me the month, the date, and the year. So don't put in just the date or the year or the month. I want all three. So take your time with it. I wanted one at home. What was JFK? When was JFK assassinated? Name the month, the date, and the year. Way to go, Connie. Whoop, whoop, Connie. I was very young then. What magazine issues a cover for the sexiest man alive? What magazine issues a cover for the sexiest man alive? It's not Life. People, April Flowers, way to go. Whoop, whoop, April. What was the name of the vehicle that allowed time travel in Back to the Future? What was the name of the vehicle that allowed time travel in Back to the Future? DeLorean. Miss Fran got it. Way to go, Melissa. I know I don't pronounce your last name right. I'm not sure if it's Frian. But at least I know who you are. Yeah, I think JFK would have made a good president. But I knew he was Republican and there was no way. My dad, like I said, my dad said it before he was elected. He was running for president. And it was mentioned on the news every night before the election. And my dad said he'd make a good president, but he said they're not going to let him. He said if he's elected president, they're going to kill him. And that's exactly what happened. Sadly. And there's Judy Akeley. Hello, Judy. He's doing okay. That place on his neck is oozing a little bit. I put Neosporin on it, which is an antibiotic. And it was already trying to heal up. And sometimes I wished I hadn't put the antibiotic on there because he tried his best to lick it off and take his paw and brush it off. And in doing it, he opened the wound back up and now it's oozing again. So I think I'm going to leave it alone from now on. Okay, what fast food restaurant had the catchphrase, "Where's the beef"? What fast food restaurant had the catchphrase, "Where's the beef"? Wendy's. Melissa. Way to go, Melissa. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Gladys. I thought it was McDonald's the first time I ever asked the question until I looked at the bottom of the card and it was Wendy's. I said, really? I always thought that was McDonald's catchphrase. But it's Wendy. What type of car is the General Lee in the show The Dukes of Hazzard? What type of car is the General Lee in the show The Dukes of Hazzard. My brother bought one just like that car when he came out here after he graduated high school to work at the nuclear power plant. As the first thing he bought was him a car, and it looked just like the Dukes of Hazzard car, the General Lee. It was a Charger. Melissa, yep, Melissa got it. Way to go, Melissa. A buggy. Yeah, it was a buggy. It was a Charger buggy. Oh no, Susan typed it in but didn't have the cursor on. Okay, what is a Genzer's top financial goal? What is a Genzer's top financial goal? A, buying a car. B, paying for school. C, buying a house. A car. Melissa, way to go, Melissa. What does FB mean on Instagram? What does FB mean on Instagram? Melissa says, I don't know. Evidently, you ladies don't use Instagram. Wonder if Kai uses Instagram or Craig. Or are they still with us? They might have flaked out on us once we started playing. What does FB mean on Instagram? The letter F, like F in Frank, and then B is in boy, FB. Yeah, what does FB stand for, Gladys? Not Facebook. Not Facebook. What does FB mean on Instagram? Nobody has Instagram? It means to follow back. It means to follow back on Instagram. Okay, next question. What generation is best educated? Boomers, Gen X, or millennials? What generation is the best educated, boomers, Gen X, or millennials? Vegan Menu got it. It's the millennials. There's more college graduates in the millennials than Gen X or boomers. So Vegan Menu got that. Way to go, Vegan Menu. Which singer did Kanye West interrupt by saying, "I'ma let you finish"? Which singer did Kanye West interrupt by saying, "I'ma let you finish"? Taylor Swift, Melissa. Way to go, Melissa. What superhero did Jason Momoa play? What superhero did Jason Momoa play? Aquaman, Melissa. Way to go. Whoop, whoop, Melissa. I guess Craig and Kyle must have flaked out on us. I haven't seen them in lately. What actor's name is frequently misspelled on the internet as a joke? Yeah, I know he's sexy, April. He's got a wife. What actor's name is frequently misspelled on the internet as a joke? Even spelled correctly, it looks like a joke. It doesn't look like a real name. Okay, Susan, will you have a good night? April says, just looking. I know that's what I do too. Melissa said her son looks like Aquaman. Well, good for you. Not Anthony Weiner. Melissa says, I can't think. We dropped down to 18 people. Is everybody leaving us? Not Russell Crowe. Now, these will be seeds that I saved from last year's garden. So I know the seeds are good. What actor's name is frequently misspelled on the internet as a joke? I don't know who that is, Melissa. Y'all give up? Okay, Ann, we'll be praying for you. You have a decent night, even though I know you're in pain. Benedict Cumberbatch, a botch, or whatever his name is. Way to go, Connie. Whoop, whoop for Connie. Who is Kim Kardashian married to? Everybody should know this. Who is Kim Kardashian married to? I think the whole world knows this. Kanye, Melissa. Way to go, Melissa. She's married. She's married to Kanye West. Okay, I think we all know this one. What happened to Nancy Kerrigan before the 1994 Women's Championship? What happened to Nancy Kerrigan before the 1994 Women's Championship? Electric. Well, there's Craig. He didn't leave us. He's back. Well, Melissa got partially attacked. Gladys says beat up. She got clubbed in the leg, in the knee. Clubbed in the knee by an associate of Tanya Harding. So I'm going to give Melissa a point. Way to go, Melissa. And I'm going to give Gladys a point. Way to go, Gladys. Bell bottoms were what in the 1960s? What were bell bottoms? Oh, April's got to go feed all of her critters, but she'll be back. They were pants. What kind of pants, though? I'll give April... No, wait a minute. I'll give Melissa a point for saying pants. But what kind of pants were bell bottoms? They were not pedal pushers. They could have been any kind of pants, jeans, slacks. But what kind of pants were bell bottoms? What made them called bell bottoms? No. Why were they called bell bottoms, girls and gentlemen? Flared at the bottom. April. Way to go, April. They were wider at the bottom of the pant leg, shaped like a bell. They were perfect to wear boots over because they were not tight. You know, you could put boots like cowgirl boots or any type of boots under it and it wouldn't interfere with your pants leg. I used to wear those hip hugger bell bottoms myself, but I was like 100 pounds back then. I'm 100 pounds now plus, so I don't think I'm going to be wearing bell bottoms or hip huggers, put it that way. Who wrote The Right Stuff and Bonfire of the Vanities? A. Tom Wolfe, B. Stephen King, C. John Clancy. Who wrote The Right Stuff and Bonfire of the Vanities? A. Tom Wolfe, B. Stephen King, C. John Clancy. Process of elimination, ladies and gentlemen. If it's not C or B, what is it? Hey, Gladys. Way to go, Gladys. I almost had to pull it out of her, but she got it. This is a true or false. The price of a Coke in 1970 was 5 cents. True or false? True. Gladys got it. Way to go, Gladys. Whoop, whoop, Gladys. Still getting pictures. What group was George Michael a member of before going solo? I can imagine she looked good in them, Connie. I'd look good in some of my clothes if I could lose some weight. Wham! Melissa Fran got it. She was the first one that came in with the answer. Way to go, Melissa. We got Craig second, Gladys third, and McBar fourth. What doll craze caused violent customers' outburst in 1983? What doll craze caused violent customer outbursts in 1983? Cabbage Patch, Melissa. Way to go, Melissa. Whoop, whoop. Boy, Melissa's on fire. Every time I read this question, I can just visualize the commercial, because I remember seeing this commercial about this item on TV all the time when I was growing up. What kids' cereal features the slogan, "They're great"? What kids' cereal features the slogan, "They're great"? Frosted Flakes, April Flowers. Way to go, April. Whoop, whoop. This is an A, B, or C question. Okay, April. Which hostile mob in Minecraft explodes? A, Creeper. B, Enderman. C, Blaze. Which one explodes in Minecraft? A, Creeper. B, Enderman, or C, Blaze? Gladys got it. It is Creeper. Way to go, Gladys. Whoop, whoop, Gladys. Is this true or false? The life-size 38-inch tall E.T. toy could be worth about $300 today. Is that true or is it false? The life-size 38-inch tall E.T. toy could be worth about $300 today. True or false? Melissa got it. It's false. It's worth about $900 or more. Way to go, Melissa. Yeah, that 38-inch ET toy could be worth $900 or more today. I've got one of the small ET stuffed animals that they first came out with, but it's only worth about $40. And I don't remember how much it was when we bought it, when it first came out. What actress was the movie Mommy Dearest based on? What actress was the movie Mommy Dearest based on? What was her name? Joan Crawford. Melissa. Way to go, Melissa. Whoop, whoop. Melissa's on fire. What was the name of the killer in the film Friday the 13th? And it's not at all who I thought it would have been. What was the name of the killer in the movie Friday the 13th? Wasn't Jason. Y'all didn't remember the last time we asked this. Jason was not the killer. He was creepy in that movie, but he was not the killer in Friday the 13th. Gladys. It was Joan got it. Joanne Dula. It was Mrs. Voorhees. It was Mrs. Pamela Voorhees, and that was Jason's mother in the movie. Remember? Joanne Dula. Way to go, Joanne. Yep, her name was Pamela Voorhees. And I know Joanne misspelled it, but I know that she meant Voorhees, so she's the one that got it. In what year did Marvin Gaye sing the song I Heard It Through the Grapevine? A, 1960, B, 1968, C, 1963. And there's Snow White. Hello, Snow White. Melissa got it again, 1968. It was B. Way to go, Melissa. There is no stopping Melissa. Way to go. Whoop, whoop. If you were said to be bogarting something, what were you doing? Hi, Snow White. I'm glad you could make it. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, ladies and gentlemen. Holding back. If you were set up, let's see, holding back. Not sharing is the closest, but holding back would be two. I'm going to give Melissa and Gladys a point for that. So way to go, ladies, Melissa and Gladys. It's keeping something to yourself. Keeping all of it for yourself, not sharing with anyone is what it is. On what TV show did Janet Jackson have her first starring role? Yeah, it's a frame of hoarding it, Connie. On what TV show did Janet Jackson have her first starring role? Good times. Way to go, Gladys. Whoop, whoop. What group were Demi Moore, Rob Lowe, Judd Nelson, and Andrew McCarthy part of? What group were Demi Moore, Rob Lowe, Judd Nelson, and Andrew McCarthy part of? Not the Breakfast Club. Rat Pack. Gladys got it. Way to go, Gladys. Whoop, whoop. It was the Rat Pack. Or Brat Pack. It was BRAT Pack. But Gladys got it. She just didn't put the B in there. What is a flower child? Can anybody tell me what a flower child is? And there's McBar. Hello, McBar. It's a hippie. Gladys got it. Way to go, Gladys. Whoop, whoop. You're catching up, girl. McBar says, I text for a living, LOL. Who was the anchor of the CBS Evening News from 1962 to 1981? I'll give you a hint. He was called the most trusted man in America. You remember this gentleman? Who was the anchor of the CBS Evening News from 1962 to 1981? And the hint they give you is he was called the most trusted man in America. Not Tom. It was Walter. Connie got it. Connie was first and McBar came in second, but Connie was the winner. She got in there just a second first, so way to go, Connie. Whoop, whoop. Okay, if you received the word from the bird, what did that mean? If you received the word from the bird, what does it mean? Yep, it's true. That means you heard the truth if you got the word from the bird. So Gladys got it. Way to go, Gladys. Whoop, whoop. Okay. And remember, guys, these are old school questions. What did the phrase cut the gas refer to? If back in the day someone told you to cut the gas, what were they telling you to do? Well, it's actually, they're telling you to shut up, turn it off is basically the same. I'll give Melissa a point and I'm going to give Gladys a point because Gladys is right too. Way to go, ladies, Melissa and Gladys. What did the term ankle biters refer to? Pump your brakes. Gladys got it. They're referring to children. And Gladys said kids, so that's the same thing. Ankle biters, they referred to children or kids as ankle biters. Way to go, Gladys. Whoop, whoop. If you were playing backseat bingo, what are you doing? If you're playing backseat bingo, what were you doing? Yep, you're having sex in the back seat. Gladys got it right. Whoop, whoop, Gladys. Not backseat driving. They were having sex in the back seat. Gladys got it. I figured Gladys would get it if nobody did. What does it mean to call collect? Nobody has to do that anymore, really, but what does it mean to call collect? How many of you ladies ever played backseat bingo? Yeah, if somebody called you collect, that means you paid for their call. I'll give that to Gladys. Way to go, Gladys. Oh, Melissa. Melissa did. She's played backseat bingo before. How many other ladies and gentlemen played backseat bingo? Anybody else? Y'all be truthful. Melissa says, well, well, you're not saying, huh? Gladys says, I played many times. And Connie says, I did. So you ladies all know what backseat bingo is. Okay, who was known as the Bionic Woman? Who was known as the Bionic Woman? I love to watch her show. You don't see it anymore now, though. Who was known as the Bionic Woman? I tell you what, I need some of her powers working out in the yard, in the garden, and in the house a lot of times. But sometimes I don't have enough strength that I need to do what I need to do. Not Lindsay Wagner. I mean, she could have played the Bionic Woman later on in years, but we were bad girls, and if my mama knew, I wouldn't be here today. Who was known as the Bionic Woman? Jamie Summers. Way to go, Connie. Whoop, whoop. Way to go, Connie. I bet you Kai didn't know what backseat bingo was. He's too young to know. I mean, that was something that us old timers were used to hearing about. I think in Kai's generation, younger set, they probably don't know what backseat bingo was. Probably never heard of it. And April says, I never heard it called that. I don't think most people dating park the way us old timers did. We used to have places in each town that was called Lover's Lane, where couples would just drive up, park on the dirt road and sit and talk and make out and do all kinds of stuff they shouldn't be doing. I don't think they have so much of that going on today. Skinny dipping. Now, I never did that. Connie says yes, and luckily married him. Melissa Fran bingo. What did the phrase burning rubber mean? Now, a lot of you younger people may not know that, but us old timers definitely know usually what burning rubber means. I didn't say I was an angel, Gladys. The drive-in theater. Taking off fast in a car. April got it. Way to go, April. Whoop, whoop for April. You had show of park. Squealing tires. Yep, that's what it was, but April got it first. What did the term daddy-o refer to? What did the term daddy-o refer to? Being cool. April got that one. Way to go, April. Whoop, whoop. It said anyone that is considered cool or hip. Okay, this is a A, B, or C question. How much money will boomers inherit in the next 20 years? A, 500 billion, B, 2 trillion, C, 15 trillion. How much money will boomers inherit in the next 20 years? A, 500 billion, B, 2 trillion, C, 15 trillion. Joanne Dula got it. It's C. Way to go, Joanne. Or Joan. No, that's Joanne. All of you know this one, I'm sure. What TV show host said, "You get a car and you get a car"? Oprah. April Flowers got that. Way to go, April. Whoop whoop for April. This duo was famously known as the Two Coreys. Who were they? This duo was famously known as the Two Coreys. Well, you know, kids today are the same way. I mean, they're not perfect either. And unfortunately, that their parents are working, they don't have much time for kids anymore. And some kids are making bad choices. What were their names, Gladys? Who were the two Coreys? It's not asking if they're cousins or brothers or nothing else. They're just asking who are the two Coreys. Ham and Connie got it. Way to go, Connie. Whoop, whoop. It was Corey Ham and Corey Feldman. I can't even pronounce it or say it. Feldman. After Sonny and Cher's divorce, Cher remarried who? A. Greg Allman, B. Paul Newman, C. Rock Hudson. My nose itches. April Flowers. It was Greg Allman, A. Way to go, April. Whoop, whoop. What does the phrase 10-4 mean? What does the phrase 10-4 mean? April's got it. I understand. Way to go, April. That is a CB handle for when someone asks you or says something over the radio or asks you something or asks you if you understand, you come back with 10-4. That means you understand. You acknowledge what they told you. What did it mean if you were square? What's somebody telling you if they tell you you're square? I didn't drink my apple cider. I mean my can't remember what the name of apple cider, vinegar cider, or what fire cider. I didn't drink my fire cider today. I guess that's why I'm coughing. I'm going to give it to April. She said they're saying they're a nerd, and that's basically the same thing. If you tell somebody they're a nerd, you're telling they're not cool, they're boring. So April's got it. Way to go, April. Whoop, whoop. Okay, this is another A, B, or C. How much did the popular Chatty Cathy doll cost in the 60s? A, $4.54, B, $9.96, or C, $19.60. April Flowers, B, it was $9.96. April Flowers got it. Way to go, April. Got to remember, this is back in the 60s. These dolls didn't cost as much back then as they do now. True or false? And I've asked this question several times before on several different trivia nights, so y'all ought to know it. The Woodstock Music Festival was held in Woodstock, New York. True or false? The Woodstock Music Festival was held in Woodstock, New York. April Flowers, it was false. April's got it. Way to go, April. You're catching up to Melissa. Okay, what does the phrase mean to sit on it? If somebody told you to sit on it, what are they telling you? Chill out or shut up. Yeah, it's chill out. April got it. And it's also to shut up. So I'm going to give one to Gladys. Way to go, April. Okay, this is another true or false. Evel Knievel tried to jump the Grand Canyon in 1974. True or false? False. Gladys got it. Way to go, Gladys. Whoop, whoop, Gladys. It was not the Grand Canyon in 1974. He tried to jump the Snake River Canyon, and he survived with minor injuries despite failing the stunt. So it was the Snake River Canyon in 1974 that he jumped, not the Grand Canyon. Charlie's golden ticket gave him a chance to go where? Charlie's golden ticket gave him a chance to go where? April got it. The chocolate factory. Whoop, whoop, April. Way to go. You are catching up to Melissa. What actress started an aerobic workout craze in the 80s? What actress started an aerobic workout craze in the 80s? Ugh. Excuse me. Way to go, April. It was Jane Fonda. Way to go, April. What were Hullabaloo and Shindig? What were Hullabaloo and Shindig? Not a dance. You know, we talked about this last time that because everybody was coming up with dance and parties and whatever. But it's not a dance, it's not a party. Connie got it. It's a music variety series. It was a prime time popular music variety show. So I'm giving that to Gladys. Way to go. Not Gladys, but Connie. Way to go, Connie. Whoop, whoop. Oh, even after drinking that coffee, I'm getting sleepy. What band recorded Every Breath You Take and Roxanne? What band recorded Every Breath You Take and Roxanne? Not Sting. Police. April got it. Way to go, April. Whoop, whoop. You are tied with Melissa. Oh, my God. Melissa and April are tied right now. They are tied at 17 points each. What band recorded Good Vibrations and Fun, Fun, Fun? Beach Boys. April, way to go. She just broke the tie. She's a point ahead of Melissa. Well, did Melissa drop out or what happened to her? What was J.J. Walker's catchphrase in the sitcom Good Times? April says her brain's working today. Dynamite. Way to go, April. Woo, woo. You jumped 2 points ahead of Melissa now. Who hosted American Bandstand? Who hosted American Bandstand? April just got 2 points ahead of you, Melissa. You were tied there till the last two questions, and she jumped 2 points ahead of you. So we were asking, is Melissa still here? Oh, you had to see what happens when you go pee. Oh, dear me. April got that. Dick Clark. Way to go, April. 3 ahead of Melissa now. April says I'm holding it. I think I need to drink some fire cider. I forgot to drink it today. And I can tell it too. Now, I don't want to be the cause of any of you people, ladies or gentlemen, wetting your pants. Connie says, April, I can't. My chair would be a boat. Oh, man. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Next time I'll try to remember to drink my fire cider before I start my live. True or false? Patsy Cline died in a plane crash. I have my diaper on. April got that one. It's true. Patsy Cline did die in a plane crash. Way to go, April. Whoop, whoop. I'll tell you what, you put Melissa's fire out tonight for some reason. You took the lead. True. Well, I'm not going to ask that one yet. To psych someone out meant what? To psych someone out meant what? April got that. It's to fool them or trick them. Way to go, April. Whoop, whoop. What are the slang words bear, smoky, or the fuzz used for? What are the slang words bear, smoky, or the fuzz used for? April's got that. It's the cops. Way to go, April. Okay, y'all, this is another true or false question. Elvis Presley was a twin. True or false? April got it again. True. Way to go, April. Wow. How were the members of the Carpenters related? A, husband and wife. B, brother and sister. Or C, cousins. April, it was their brother and sister on the Carpenters. So April got that. Way to go, April. Melissa, you got to answer some questions and get caught up. Okay, we're going to fill in the blank on this one. Earth, wind, and blank. Fill in the blank. Earth, wind, and blank. Fire, Melissa Fran got it. Or Fran. Way to go, Melissa. She's coming back to life. Simon and Garfunkel's Ionic album is called Bridge Over What? Simon and Garfunkel's Ionic album, Troubled Water. April got it. Way to go, April. I tell you, I don't know what I'm going to do with Melissa and April. They are killing it tonight. What does it mean to dig something? What does it mean to dig something? April got that. To like it. Way to go, April. Whoop, whoop. Okay, what was Tony Nelson's job in I Dream of Jeannie? A, astronaut. B, general, C, engineer. What was Tony Nelson's job in I Dream of Jeannie? A, April got that. It's astronaut. Way to go, April. Okay, y'all should know this. I've asked it several times before. Perry Mason, a TV character, was a criminal prosecutor. True or false? Perry Mason, a TV character, was a criminal prosecutor. April got it again. It's false. Way to go, April. It's false because he was a criminal defense lawyer. He was not a criminal prosecutor. He was a defense attorney. So they tricked you on that. He was an attorney, but he was a defense attorney, not a criminal prosecutor. And there's Betty Blue. Hello. Welcome to our chat. Who was the New York Jets quarterback that wore pantyhose in a TV commercial? Who was the New York Jets quarterback that wore pantyhose in a TV commercial? Melissa, way to go. Joe Namath. Way to go, Melissa. What 1980s horror flick has the line, "Run to the light, Carol Ann"? What 1980s horror flick has the line, "Run to the light, Carol Ann"? Poltergeist. April. Way to go, April. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Are y'all getting tired of playing or you want to keep going? It was Poltergeist, but April come in first with it. Which musician or group did not play at Woodstock? A, the Beatles, B, the Who, C, Jimi Hendrix. Which one of those did not play at Woodstock? April got it again. It was the Beatles. They definitely did not play at Woodstock. Oh my goodness, April. And Melissa got it right too. They were just like a hair away from one another, but April come in first with it. For a while, women were not allowed to show their what on TV? Shoulders, belly button, or knees? For a while. It was B, belly button. April got it again. Way to go, April. Who were the Fab Four? Who were the Fab Four? Sinatra, there's not four of him. Betty Blue, it was the Beatles. Way to go, Betty Blue. Whoop, whoop for Betty Blue. If you told someone to take a chill pill, what did that mean? If you told someone to take a chill pill, what did that mean? April got it again. It's to settle down or calm down. All right, this is an easy one. They're all easy, really. This is true or false. Patrick Swayze was a trained ballet dancer. True or false? Patrick Swayze was a trained ballet dancer. April got it again. It's true. Way to go, April. What year did the Cold War end? April says I haven't smoked anything yet. What year did the Cold War end? Not 49. Not 83. That was about the time World War II ended. 49. Not 88. What year did the Cold War end? Not 51. Y'all are thinking of World War II. This is the Cold War, not war. 1991. Connie got it. Way to go, Connie. Whoop, whoop, Connie. It was 1991. Is this true or false? The Vatican investigated Shirley Temple to see if she was a dwarf. True or false? The Vatican investigated Shirley Temple to see if she was a dwarf. April Flowers, it was true. Way to go, April. Name 2 boomer dances. What is 2 of the dances that were popular with the boomers? And I've got a list of 4 or 5 of them, so if you get any 2 of them, then that'll be good. But you got to have 2, not 1. Just not 1, April. You got to have at least 2. And it was not the twist anyway. Name 2 boomer dances. Not the 2-step, not the twist. Not the hula. Not the waltz. Not the swim. Y'all are naming everything but the let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 of them listed here. Not the Jerk. Not the Pony, not Dance with Somebody Whitney. These have got to be 2 of the popular dances of the boomers. There's 4 during that time frame that were real popular. All you have to do is give me 2 of them. No, not slow dance. Not moonwalk. I don't think they even knew about the moonwalk back then. Not real slow. Come on, guys. Y'all know this. Not the mashed potato, not the jerk. April says I can't remember. Somebody Google it. Not the dive. Not the mashed potato, not the jerk, not the swim, not the shuffle. Y'all have named everything but the ones I'm looking for. Not swing dance, not the twist, not square dancing. Not line dance. Boogie, no. Just think of the people that were singing, the groups that were singing and stuff back during that time frame. And that'll give you one of them right there. Not disco. Funky Chicken is one, Connie, but the waltz is not one. Connie got one of them right. Funky Chicken. I'll give Connie a point for the Funky Chicken, but there's 3 other ones. What some of the other ones? Because we needed 2. Not the Pony. Who were those guys that sang that were they each one was dressed like a different character? That was a hint, y'all. Y'all got them fairly easy last time. I don't know why they're so difficult. You've been naming everything but the right ones. Not the hop. Do y'all not remember the group of guys that sang? Each one of the guys dressed up as a different character. Not the monkey. What happened to all my people? They're not showing up for my lives. I can't tell you that because if I do, I'll be telling you the answer. Not the turtles. YMCA is the other one. Melissa got it. YMCA. And they had a dance that they did. It was called the YMCA. But the other dances was the hustle, the funky chicken, the bump, and YMCA. That was like pulling teeth to get that answer, y'all. Yep, it was the Village People, but they sang YMCA and they had a dance at the YMCA. So I gave Melissa, and who else was it? No, it was Melissa that got the point for that. What is a handle in radio speak? In radio language, what is meant by the handle? I used to love to watch them because one was dressed like an Indian, one was a carpenter. I think one was a policeman. I don't remember what every one of them was, but I remember they had a policeman, Indian chief, and a construction worker. Yeah, it was on the CB. It was your name, April. April and Betty Blue. Way to go, April and Betty Blue. Mine was the Duchess when I had my CB radio. That was back years ago when we first came to Texas. My ex-husband had one, and he was the Dutchman, and I was the Duchess. We'll ask a few more. We're almost to 2.5 hours. 23. What 1970s show played Moving On Up as their theme song? They were sexy. Yeah, they were, April. What 1970s show played Moving On Up? April got that again. She was the first one that come in. Way to go, April. And there's Kathy Phillips. Welcome, Kathy. Kathy got it. Betty Blue got it. But April was the first one in. Who was Mr. Green Jeans? Who were they talking about when they said Mr. Green Jeans? Captain Kangaroo. April got that one. Way to go, April. It was Captain Kangaroo. What term describes the hysteria when the Beatles came to the U.S.? What term describes the hysteria when the Beatles came to the United States? What did they call it? What kind of mania, Betty Blue? That's half the name. What is the whole name? What was the whole name they called it? I mean, Betty's got a point for that because she did say mania, but what was the whole name? It was Beatlemania. So I'm going to give April a point for that because she said the whole name, Beatlemania. Where was the engine on the VW Beetle? Where was the engine on the VW Beetle? Back. April got that. Way to go, April. Whoa. I tell you what, Melissa is eating April's dust. I'm going to stop when it hits 2 hours and 30 minutes. So we got about 3 minutes or so to go. Who was Mr. Ed? Who was Mr. Ed? April got it. It was a horse. What kind of horse was he, April? A talking horse. Connie got it. So April and Connie got it because he was a horse, but he was a talking horse. What was kick the can? Yeah, it was a game. April got that. Kick the can was a game. What was a 5 and dime? If you said you were going to the 5 and dime, where did you tell people you were going? The store. April got it again. The 5 and dime back years ago was kind of like the Dollar Tree today. Because I don't think you can get any store that has anything under $1 mostly. And the 5 and dime back years ago, I mean, had really inexpensive items in their store. And I love to go in there because I did a lot of crafts. And I found a lot of stuff in the 5 and dime that I could use in my crafts. How did you get in touch with the phone operator years ago? How did you get in touch with the phone operator? Click the button? No. You dial 0, Melissa. Way to go, Melissa. I don't know. I got a feeling that maybe some of my viewers got upset when little buddy got hurt because all of them were telling me, take him to the vet, take him to the vet. They were basically telling me off because I didn't have enough sense to take the cat to the vet. But I've kept telling people he's really not my cat. I feed him. He actually belongs to the people next door. So I don't know if I should take him to the vet or not. I really don't have the money. But if he was my cat, that would be different. But since he belongs to the people next door, they've probably taken him before. And if I take the same cat ending up to the same vet, which I don't know, he might think that I stole someone's cat or something, you know. But I've been treating him with antibiotic. So I'm hoping that's all he needs. I'm going to keep watching him. And if it gets bad enough, then I'll try to take him somewhere. But just because I don't want anything bad to happen to little buddy. I don't know, because that would be turning them into a free animal clinic. And I don't think they would do that, April. I mean, I can call them and ask. Yeah, but that's in Hawaii. I don't know if they would treat him at the Humane Society. Not without taking him. Yeah, see, I don't know that, Connie. That he may have a chip. And if I take him into the vet and they see he's got a chip, he belongs to someone else, they may think that I stole someone's cat. So it's really the people next door that should be taking him. They're still telling everybody that it's their cat, even though I'm the one that feeds him all the time. And I don't mind feeding him as long as I've got food. I'd rather feed him than let him go hungry. But I'm kind of weary about trying to take him to the vet because, you know, I don't know if he's got a chip or not. I don't know if he's been to a vet before. He probably has to get shots. Because I don't think they would have kept the cat around their small child, their toddler, without the cat having shots. So I'm hoping it's going to be okay, because it started to heal over, to scab over, and then I put Neosporin, or the antibiotic cream, on it, and that caused him to start rubbing it and hitting his paw on it, trying to clean it, to get that stuff off of it. He didn't want it on there, and he rubbed it so much that it caused it to bleed again, and it had already stopped bleeding. So I'm not going to put anything else on him, because I think he's been keeping it clean enough that I think it'll heal up fine on its own. And I should have left it alone, but I was getting anxious. I was listening to all these people tell me, you need to do this and you need to do that. And they thought I was terrible because I didn't take him to the vet. And, you know, I don't know. I think the world a little, buddy. I don't want anything to happen to him. But I know my cat, Crybaby, years ago got in a fight. And he didn't get just a little bitty place tore off of him here. He got his whole chest ripped open. And they gave me this cream, antibiotic cream, just like Neosporin, to put on it. And they said to wash it off daily and basically pull the scab off of it and put the cream on it. And that would cause it to heal back up, and it would not leave a scar. It would cause it to close up. But I couldn't do that. I said, I can't do that. My cat's not going to let me do that. And I don't think I've got the stomach for it. So I had to leave him in the vet's office for about a week so they could take care of him. And it was not cheap. Melissa says her cats fight also. If they're hurt, they go hide. Well, I don't know what little buddy might have done to that black cat, because I'm thinking that's the cat he might have gotten a fight with, because it's a big black one. Probably about the same size little buddy is. Because I've not seen that black cat back since it happened. So little buddy got hurt, but I don't know what kind of damage little buddy did to that other cat. He may be a lot worse off. Okay, these are going to be the last two questions. Most boomers were born after what war? Most boomers were born after what war? World War II. April got it. She put number 2 up there, and I know that's what she meant. Way to go, April. And there's Grey Anatomy fan, 1994. She got World War II, which is correct also. But he came in second. What state has the highest total of boomers? I'm late to the party. Grey's Anatomy. Well, we're still glad to have you. California. April got it. Way to go, April. But I thought we'd been playing long enough. I'm just going to tally up and see who's the winner. I mean, I know who the winner is. I can just glance at the paper and know. Let's see. Melissa got 5, 10, 15, 22 for Melissa. April, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 45 for April. Connie got 10. Gladys got 16. Vegan Menu got 1. Joanne Dula got 2. Betty Blue got 3. So April Flowers is the winner of the seeds. She'll be getting seeds in the mail to go in her garden or her yard or wherever she wants to put them. In her windowsill. Well, you won, April. You're getting the seeds. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, girls and guys. I always like doing trivia with you, and I always like chatting with everybody. AZ. Are you saying you're from Arizona, Melissa? Grey's Anatomy. Oh, you're naming states for the boomers. It was California. April won it. She knew from the one other time we asked that question. It was California. Oh, you're eating caramel cookies. Where's my caramel cookies, April? Maloha to you too, April. Well, we've been doing this for 2 hours and 40 minutes. I know y'all are tired. I'm getting a little tired. My back is aching from sitting in this chair. It's telling me to go sit back and relax on the couch is what my back's telling me. But I can stay in chat all night. Yeah, I know Maloha means thank you. Thank you for being here, April. Okay, ladies, like I said, we've been on here for, well, my clock shows 2 hours and 41 minutes and 5 seconds to be exact. So I'm going to call it a night with our trivia. Y'all have a blessed night. Stay safe. Keep Ann Watson in your prayers. Keep Anna's mobile home life in your prayers. Keep Connie Jones in your prayers. She needs prayer too. She's got a lot of health issues she's dealing with. Gladys needs prayer. And I'm sure there's many, many others in this chat right now that could use some prayers. So let's remember all of our YouTube brothers and sisters when we say our prayers. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.